Is that all right?
Promising a cure to the rising cost of living.
So that's coming down by $10.
Scott Morrison releasing one of few new campaign pledges, a commitment to cut the cost of prescription medicines by $10.
Make a pharmacy assistant out of you.
There we go. What we're announcing here today is a real acknowledgement that the cost of living pressures are felt right across the board. Good to see you.
If the policy sounds familiar, it's because it's been announced before. It was written into the government's pre-election budget, then written out, but was left in two different speeches to Parliament.
This measure will provide a significant benefit to the affordability of the PBS-listed medicines for general patients by reducing the general PBS co-payment.
It was an error which was acknowledged at the time.
He's made an announcement that his own government has abolished twice. Now, it's not about cost of living, it's about his political convenience.
As Scott Morrison urged the party faithful in Tasmania to stick with him.
You may not like everything we've done. You may not like me that much. But that's not the point. The point is, you know what our plan is.
A recharged Anthony Albanese made his first appearance in the West.
How simple is this?
Promising to help fund a fleet of electric buses for Perth, with a former leader by his side and dressed to match. The pair committing Labor to a royal commission into the Robodebt scheme by year's end.
Labor will put the humans back into human services.
A class action on the scheme, which raised automated debts against welfare recipients, was settled in 2020. Scott Morrison says there's no case to answer.
Some almost $750 million in reimbursements have been made by the government, and the changes to the scheme have been put in place. So the problem has been addressed.
Why did Robodebt happen? Why was this debt illegally raised against hundreds of thousands of Aussies? Until we get that answer, the matter cannot rest.
With inflation on the rise, the campaign is crystallising around the cost of living. The Prime Minister is blaming factors abroad and is pushing out announcements aimed at the hip pocket. Labor can sense opportunity. They know this is front of mind for many, and it'll be central to their campaign launch in Perth tomorrow. Back on the hustings.
Good to be out and about.
And hoping the West is where it will be won.
Good luck, kick his ass.
Tom Lowrey,
Doing our best.
ABC News, Canberra.
Let's bring in political reporter Noor Hayder now, who's travelling with the Labor contingent. Noor, Labor is officially launching its campaign there tomorrow. Why WA?
Yeah, good evening, Jeremy. Well, this is the first time in decades that a major political party has made the decision to launch its campaign here in Perth. Labor will be hoping that voters in Western Australia take note of that. This state is considered to be crucial for Labor's chances at forming government. It needs to pick up at least 7 seats nationally to form a majority, and it senses some opportunities here around Perth in the seats of Swan, Pearce and Hasluck. Labor is hoping to capitalise on the popularity of the state Premier Mark McGowan to flip those seats from blue to red.
We've heard a few major policy announcements so far, so what more can we expect from Anthony Albanese and his team tomorrow?
Well, after a rocky start to the campaign and then a week in isolation, Anthony Albanese only has 3 weeks left to convince Australians to vote for change. Tomorrow, when he addresses party faithful, you can expect to hear a number of announcements centred around cost of living, including Labor's plan to reduce the costs of medicines. Now, this is an opportunity for Anthony Albanese to promote his plans for the nation and galvanise supporters as more people begin to tune into the campaign. I can tell you that today both of the leaders, the Prime Minister Scott Morrison and Mr Albanese, have agreed to go head-to-head for a second debate, and that will be happening next week on Sunday.